Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Scob channel. Another relaxing and entertaining episode of Dwarf Fortress. Oh boy. Okay, in this episode, I think we're going to try to get some defenses down. I think we're going to try to deal with this underground cavern situation before it gets out of control. We might try to set up some forges. We'll have a good time. All right, let's get going. Let's unpause and see what happens. You know what I was thinking? What if instead of Dwarf Fortress, the game was called Dwarf Fortress? Right? Right? Worf, like from Star Trek, and instead of dwarves, it was just like Worf in his room on the Enterprise, sitting around like thinking about honor and stupid shit like that. All right, I'll come back to that. That's a good joke. So when we last left off, our food situation is not great, but that's what it's going to be like. Basically, in this game, you're not screwed. What's this? What's this? Moss, that's fine. You're not screwed for the first term, but it's close. It's really freaking close. Basically, hold on. See if we leave that in. Basically, until your first caravan and until your first, really your first migrant wave comes in, you're just holding on for dear life, and that's not a guarantee. Things happen in this game. Things happen even when you have a lot of dwarves, and now we don't. Running out of food would be a big problem for us. Did we successfully floor this off? Yes, we did. Good. And we don't need to floor off this whole level because we don't need to. Okay, so we breached into an underground cavern. That's good because it allows us to access resources and this big underground pool, which is like 1,000,000 Z levels down. And there is, I believe I saw before, there is some ground and there is some giant cave spider silk. So potentially we'll be able to capture one of those giant cave spiders and then press it into servitude, as dwarves are wont to do. The problem is that it's extraordinarily dangerous. There's a giant cave swallow. That thing would wreck us at this point in this game. It would just absolutely go to town on us. We're not ready. So we need to breach this underground area on our terms. Where are we going to do that? We could do it there. It looks like this is about the level where it starts to happen. Oh no, it goes up a bit. Huh. So it's about here on this Z level. So we could breach there. We could breach here. I'm trying to think about what would be the most controlled area that we could go into. I'm thinking it's actually going to be down here. Yeah. That goes down. And they link up? More or less. Alright, it's going to take some doing. Yeah, I think we're going to breach over here. And that's going to give us the ability to control how it happens. So, what we need to do is dig over, because that's quite a ways off. Whew, quite a ways off. So let's dig a nice big tunnel this ways. And we'll come back after that. How we doing? Digging out some stone because we're gonna need it. Ooh, what's that? What's that red? Hematite! Hey-o! That means we got iron, friends. That means we can build a military. I once tried to run a fortress that only had copper, and everyone died is the end of that story. Turns out, in case you were wondering, that copper is not the best material for making weapons and armor. It's really good for things like making pipe and, fun stuff that doesn't need to be smashed against each other. But for armor, it's not great. Okay, let's put some traps down. This is basically our first and only line of defense for a very long time. These are stonefall traps. It's really simple. You put down a mechanism, the dwarves load it with a stone, and when something walks over it, the stone falls on them, and I'd like to say it kills them, but really it doesn't. Maybe you get lucky and it does, but really it'll probably just sort of injure them and alert me to the fact that something's happening. And then I don't know if I'll be able to do anything about it because, you know, what are we going to do about it at this point in the game? How's our drink doing? Getting down there a bit. That's all right. For now. For now. Still a lot of wood. So I'm thinking about how we can turn this river. Ooh, native platinum. Hold on. Ooh, and what's this yellow? Limonite. Baby, this is a good fort. Oh man, we're gonna have a good time. And magnetite? Woof! Look at that. Native platinum, limonite, hematite, magnetite. Whew. I hope we survive long enough to do anything interesting in this game. Let me set up some burrows really quickly. Setting up burrows is a good way to do a lot of things. It allows you to sort of tell dwarves to stay places. It also allows you to easily zoom around the map. This is the entrance. Now we can instantly zoom to that burrow, which is helpful when this thing starts to get out of control. Still not... Oh, that's right, we need architecture for our trade depot. Who's doing nothing? Ushrir! Come here! I got a job for you! That's not gonna fly when she has to do some trading, but that's okay, that's for later. So I'm thinking of how to make this river our friend. My thought is that we can potentially set it up so that a siege comes in, which is going to happen, by the way. There's going to be a siege. We can channel them with walls so that even if they spawn down here or up here, they have to cross the river, and they'd have to come in through this cool underground tunnel that we built here. Now, while they're in that underground tunnel, we can potentially set it up if the river freezes, and if we get very lucky, that we can channel out underneath this part of the river and build a bridge there that we can then use to basically flood this whole place and kill them all. We're going to wait till winter to see if that happens, and really we're going to wait till a winter where we have more than like 15 dwarves. Because right now we don't even have that. Right now we still have 7. We do, however, have enough traps to be reasonably safe. That's not bad. And we got our trade depot going up. Look at that. Ushrir, you're the best. I love you, Ushrir. All right. And we have successfully dug out our sort of channel. Okay. So if we go straight down from there, we will eventually run into the area that we want to breach. So let's do that. First, let's build some stairways. Safe, 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 safe. Potentially. I say potentially because we haven't explored or uncovered the totality of this underground cavern in the slightest bit. So we could very easily accidentally breach in another area, and that would sort of make our whole plan go pear-shaped. That wouldn't be fun. Continue to set up our cool, awesome dining area, which we need 2 more thrones for. Nope. Remembering key phrases is important. We have all this wood. We should be making something with all this wood. We're gonna need some stuff to trade when they come in. And what are we gonna want to trade? We have a lot of wood. All right, Ushrir! Where are ya? Where are you, Ushrir? Storing item in stockpile. Congratulations, Ushrir. Oh, you're already a woodcrafter. Awesome. Well, time to get good at it. Because you, my friend, are going to make some wood crafts. Because we're going to need some stuff to trade. And even though these wood crafts are probably going to be garbage, we'll be able to do something with them. Let's make some rings, wooden rings. That sounds fun. Some wooden figurines, some like terrifying, horrible pagan stuff, and a wooden amulet. Oh, that's the sound it makes. Except it's wood, so it's probably like bleh. Is our depot accessible? Not from this side. So if they spawn in the east, which they probably will, we don't really have much to do about it. So let's get started on this. Let's build a bridge. And we want it to be rather wide because those caravans, man, have a hard time. Let's build it down here. That's a fine spot. And we want it to not retract. We want it to raise that way. And it's gonna be a wood bridge. Man, I have really never built that much out of wood in this game. It's just never come down to that. But I really sort of underestimated how powerful and important this river was going to be. If I'm being totally honest, I thought it was just a stream. We need to brew some beer because we are going to run out of brew, and that would be terrible. Oh man, Ushrir, I am sorry. You are just getting worked like insanity right now. But that's okay. She can take it. She's a champion! I don't think she's a champion. Yeah, she could be. And we don't have our thrones yet. How is the digging going, boys? Well, very good. We haven't accidentally breached into the cavern yet. We're in sort of this neutral area of rock where nothing interesting happens down here. We have struck Harlequin Opal. Fun. See? Look, we have already started to discover this area over here. Up. Yep. Stop everything. Stop everything. Yeah, see, we've accidentally started the breach too early. And that's not good. Because we want it to happen here. And we've accidentally started doing it here. And I believe this is just open space, right? Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. We did a bad thing. If I seem overly cautioned about this, it's because I have been majorly burned and boned by this exact kind of scenario in the past, where you think, oh, this is fine, we're just gonna build a little bit into, this area, and then you just get wrecked. So we need to wall this up. And then we need to build a floor here, so that no one can get down there. And then we need to do some dealing with, because we still want to breach in there. And we don't want to breach where the water is. I wonder if that stops being open. I wonder if this is all open space here. Or if this is... It is open space. Or maybe it is just because we don't know about it. What happens down here? Is this just water? Interesting. If that's just a sheer cliff. I don't think I've ever seen a formation like that. Maybe if we dig over... What's this? Open space, cave moss, fungiwood branches. Yeah, that could just be open space there. What is this? Oh, native gold. Oh, I really want to come in there. Okay, what's here? This is a project for later when we have the infrastructure for it, because it looks like we're going to have to actually build maybe a bridge, maybe some floor over some space, wall that space up, make it defensible, and then finally we'll be able to go in and frickin' breach the underground and harvest our desire from there. But not quite yet. Let's just set ourselves up for success. We want some fisheries. We want 2 of them to start. No one's going to be able to build those until we get some fisher dwarves, but when we do get some fisher dwarves, things will be really, really good for us because fish is a good supply of food. What is this? Is this still the thing for beehive? Yeah, colony of bumblebees. So maybe we can get some honey going, make some mead. That would be good. We do eventually want to get rid of these ramps so that you can only come off of this top area one way. But again, I say eventually. Did we do a harvest? Is that what happened here? Yeah, I think so. And that means that we should start having some drink soon. You know, this is a game where you can just sort of sit back and watch what's going on. Got our dogs hanging out. People are working. No one's just hanging out except for Izum Dumatkikrost, the planter, who's just having a drink. Couldn't even be bothered to go over and have a drink at one of our fine tables that we built. He just sort of decided, you know what? I'm just gonna smash this dwarven ale right in the stockpile. Not even gonna go because I'm a freaking animal. I'm a dwarf. I guess we could do it with 2 more beds to sort of round out our horrifying dormitory area. Migrants. Okay, here's where it all really kicks off. Because we're about to get some dudes here who could potentially help our fort a lot. First one off, we got a fishery worker. Excellent. And they're also a Marks dwarf. Oh. What are you more valuable for, fishing or hunting? Yeah, we're gonna let you fish. So we got a fishery worker. We got a milker. I mean, we got another grower. Generally, if you come in with some BS skill like that, you get to grow. And I'm also going to put you on plant gathering, because we might need to do some of that in the future. Who do we got? We got, ooh, is that a gem crafter? A gem setter, and a mace dwarf. That's good for when we eventually put together a military. Congratulations, now you also cut gems. Way to go, buddy. A farmer. Ooh! Oh, not a real farmer, just a brewer, a shearer, and a gelder. The brewing is helpful. The shearing and the gelding, not so much. But congratulations, now you also farm the fields. And that's it. Wow. Not that huge of a migrant wave. But that's okay. That's okay. You know, you don't want to get killed by 1,000 dwarves showing up your first round. I think that's happened. How many do we have now? We have a total of 11. So only 4 showed up. That's okay. We can work with that. And they were 4 reasonably useful dwarves also. We don't have anyone who can do any sort of furnace operation, any sort of smelting yet. But that's okay. For now. Okay. Now that we have the capability to do so, we need to start getting us some gems. Because gems are going to be exceedingly useful in our first, and really every round of trading that we do. And right now all we have is pink jade and sapphire. Yeah, sapphires are valuable. I'm gonna have to mine out this area here. It's gonna ruin the aesthetic of our Great Hall area, but dwarves gotta eat. Oh, and look at that, we brewed a lot of drink. Wonderful. We don't have anyone so useless yet that we can make them a bookkeeper whose job is basically to sit around and do exactly what it sounds like, just read books and tell us if the books are good. But we will soon. I believe we got some more animals there. Yep, we got a goat kid. Congratulations, goat kid. We don't have any breeding animals yet. I mean, that's lame. But whatever. Ooh, caught some mussels? This is awesome! Look at this guy! He just got right to fishing. Awesome. That was one of the better migrant waves I have seen in this game. In the sense that it was actually, stuck with dwarves who can actually kind of do stuff. Instead of dwarves who just show up and are completely and totally useless. Now, I don't mind if they're completely and totally useless, because they can still work. They're not great at it, but they can still work. But it is really nice when they are not complete sacks of crap. Let's just do some major mining here. And let's see what we get. As I said, remember, mining is your lifeblood. If you can't mine, then your fortress cannot grow. And if it cannot grow, it will stagnate. And that's not fun. I've seen people do challenges online where they'll do like a fort in the smallest area possible. I've seen people do challenges where they do exclusively above ground forts. Those are pretty interesting. And then I've seen challenges where people do like one dwarf, just a single dwarf in a fort. And that's pretty cool too. But you know what? That's not what we're doing here. We're trying to build the biggest, most sprawling, expensive, badass fort we can. And that's what we're gonna do as soon as these traps are loaded. So I guess it would probably be useful to put some stone by our entrance so this dude doesn't have to haul every individual stone he wants to load these traps with, but you know what? Exercise is good for you, and you're a big old dwarf, so you can deal with it. How's the mining going? Still just limestone? That's okay. There are worse things to still just be. I guess we should start planning out where our forges are gonna be. Now, this is not gonna stay as a dormitory forever, and in fact, we're probably gonna make this a just capital G, capital H Great Hall, which means that this could potentially be a living area. What is this? 4 out? Yeah. Yeah. This could be a living area. Now, the problem with placing your forge is that it makes a lot of noise. I guess it could be here. I guess we could have like a peat forge. It doesn't necessarily need to be on stone. In fact, if it's here, it would be pretty centrally located. Yeah, if it makes a lot of noise, people get really upset when there's too much noise. So yeah, we'll make it there. That'll be fine. And then we can really start getting to the getting. Making metal crafts and metalware is really where your fort starts to really go into the stratosphere. Yeah, it's time to do some more planting. Plum helmets, sweet pods. Come on, plant it up. We need the food. Yeah, we got some more fish. That's nice, but we need the food. And he needs to make these fisheries, because without them, those are just going to sit there and rot on the ground. And I don't know if you've ever eaten rotten fish before. I hope you haven't. I don't think I have either, now that I'm thinking about it, but it sounds gross. Giant flies. Ugh, gross. Gross. Galena. That's useful. All of these ores do something. Well, not all of them. Some stuff like schist and, slate. You can build with them, that's about it. But, all of these metallic ores, all of these economic ores, they do something. You can smelt them down into all kinds of minerals. You can get, lead, you can get zinc, you can get tin, you can get silver. Just a tremendous amount of stuff. And it's really cool. Usually in a fort, you'll get to a point where you'll have an overabundance of some mineral. I almost had a dearth of something. Do you know that a dearth is actually a scarcity? Right? Get out of town. My wife told me that the other day. I've been using that word wrong for ages, and that makes me really upset. That's one of my favorite words, but that's okay. You will get to a point where you have an overabundance of some particular mineral. And what's cool about that is then that becomes like your go-to work mineral. It's like, all right, we need some barrels. Here come 3,000 lead barrels. And because this game doesn't understand what lead poisoning is, it's fine. Or, here come 3,000... Ooh, the dry season has come. Autumn. Okay, good. Wonderful. That means that hopefully it'll be winter soon, and then hopefully that river will freeze. Yeah, so you'll make like 300 zinc or tin barrels or bins, because it's so cheap. Why would you not? You know, I understand it doesn't really make sense to have like zinc and tin barrels all over the place, but this is not a game about making sense. This is a game about dwarves running a fortress. So pick one, make sense or be awesome dwarves. All right, buddy, you need to build these real quick, because if you don't build them, you're gonna run out. We're gonna actually turn you off of fishing right now. And that's going to hopefully set you to go build those things, those workshops, so that we can actually do some stuff with the delicious fish that you've caught instead of just waiting around for it to rot on the ground. Waiting around for it to rot on the ground. The least fun rhyme you could have. This is bizarre. I've never had such an overabundance of drink and lack of food before. Usually it's the opposite. Usually you cannot brew stuff fast enough. You're constantly running out of booze. Okay, let's build a forge. Okay, so we're gonna have this huge tunnel going up. Basically, you want to build your forge. I like to build my forge like an assembly line. So at the very top, we will have our furnaces, our wood furnaces. You know, this is what's going to make the coal and the coke. And then we're going to have our smelteries, and those are going to make, you know, all kinds of ore down, mineral down into ore. And then finally, we're going to have our actual forges down at the bottom. And we can make a little offshoot here for stuff like fun stuff like clay. Okay. So at the top, we need a wood stockpile. Now it doesn't need to be as big as the other wood stockpile. In fact, it shouldn't be, because we're not going to be using it for that much. Now, let's build this double wide so that dwarves can walk through it. And then we're going to want here is where our coke is going to go. Not like that. Come on now. This is Dwarf Fortress, not Drug Lord Fortress. I would play that game. And then that is going to feed into where all of our bars are stored. And this is going to need to be a gigantic, massive stockpile, because that is going to get out of control really quickly. Oh, wait. No, I've screwed this up. No, I haven't. Everything fine, everything happy all the time. Bars is going to include coke and stuff. This is going to be stone. Yeah, there we go. And this is purely cosmetic. But, you know, why not? This is a game about making cool stuff, and I like doing that. It's very satisfying to go through and put something like this together. Whew. That was a legit sigh. That was not a, you know, forced thing for you, the viewer, to enjoy my relaxation in this game. That was a legit sigh. I like building stuff like that. We can turn you back on fishing now that you have done your duty, but hopefully you will, yes, prepare your raw fish in equal abundance with how you are fishing them. Ah, this is coming together! We're doing it! Blossom blisters! Blossom blisters, guys! It's happening. We're not dying. Yet. Wait and see, right? Look at these guys hanging out. We need more gems for this dude. Where are the gems? There's some rose quartz. How come you didn't dig that out, huh, Minus? There's some other gem there. Nope, we need them to finish off the forge. And then we can set them on a grand mining expedition. Yeah, we're just gonna dig out basically this whole area. Basically everything here we're gonna dig out in search of important minerals and gems. Because at the end of it, this is a game about making money. Dwarves love money. They're like Ferengi, but not as horrible. Well, not as horrible. We need this to be bars and blocks. Except we want it to be a particular kind of bars and blocks. We want just metal and others. We don't want anything, and we want this to just be coal. Not potash. 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 Jeez. Same thing on the other side. We will want some soap eventually, but we don't want it to be stored here. And we don't want any blocks being stored here. Blocks are fun. Blocks can be used to build things in the same way that raw stone can, but it's way more valuable if you use blocks. My wood stockpile here. Yep, wood. And we actually want to build a door here. Now, I've never seen a forge light on fire before, but that's not to say that it's not possible. In fact, it's probably quite possible. Especially once we get to a point where we're dealing with magma forges, which, my friends, is a whole nother thing. We want this to be everything except... Yeah, we want this to basically... You know what? We'll differentiate this. This is just going to be our sort of bituminous coal and lingite. And then this side, bituminous coal and lingite are used to make coke, which fires furnaces, so you don't need that much wood. This side is just going to be our metallic ores. And then once we get to a point where we're ready to start making steel, which will be a long time from now, then we can go in and we can put some flux. Okay. Furnaces. E. Okay. So at the top, we want a wood furnace made of limestone. And you know what? We only needed one of those. Yeah, we really only need one of those. We're going to build 3 smelters, because I'm hoping to do some real crazy kind of stuff here. And then we need a... Where is it? Where is it? Y'all are looking at it right now like, oh, it's there, idiot. Metalsmith's Forge. Now, we only have 1 anvil, so we can only build 1 of these right now. But hopefully we will have more anvils in the future, and we will use them to build more. Doop, doop, doop. I'm going to dig this out. Oh, that's right. We're going to use this as like a clay gathering area. We can still do that. We're going to need bags for that, though, so that can wait. Oh, that's right. We want 2 wheelbarrows. 5. Because stuff is heavy, yo. Oh, Dwarf Fortress. Makes things make sense, you know? You got one thing to do and you do it. Carp has given birth to a carp fry. Well, I don't like that at all. Oh, Outpost Liaison. They're here. A caravan has arrived. No, come on. Don't bypass. The bridge is built. It's getting there. It's almost done. Come on, come back. Oh, that would be so lame if we were that late on building the bridge. See, the problem is that they come with these giant wagons, and this red area means they can't move their wagons there because it's inaccessible, because they can't take them. Okay, so there are merchants. That's good. The world is the same as ever. Well, that's good. What do we request? Okay, what do we need from these guys? We need seeds. Desperately. When you increase the priority, you also increase the price of an item. So you just need to be aware of that when you do that. Really, right now, we need seeds. We could use a cow and a bull. We could use a ewe and a ram. We could use a sow and a boar. We could use a nanny goat and a billy goat. Hen and a rooster would be good too. That's enough for now. We are going to need some booze, potentially. We want some gypsum plaster, actually, because I'm not confident in our ability to produce that here. Other than that, yeah, I think that's about as much as we need from the mountain homes. That's the stuff they want from us. That's the stuff they're gonna get. Great. They want armor. They want ammunition. They want blocks. They want footwear. This is not really stuff that we can really produce for them at this point. Trader requested. But because Ushrir is, you know, sort of in the middle of things, can't really do. Okay, let's move some goods in. What do we got? We made some wood crafts, did we not? Well, first of all, we have some small cut gems. And we have some crafts. And it looks like that's it. So hopefully that is it. Or that's enough, rather. Ushrir, what are you doing? Ushrir! Ushrir! Ah, she got thirsty in the middle of making that bridge. Oh boy. See, this is the problem of having your broker assigned to a gorillion tasks, because they're gonna go and do the other tasks and then not trade. Except here she is to trade. Okay. So we actually have a decent amount of trading power. That's good. Let's see what we can get. We're skipping all of this because right now the name of the game is survival. We need, not dye, we need seeds. We need seeds! Cave wheat seeds. Boom! You kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's all you brought? That's the only seeds you brought? Whew. That's not good. Okay, that means we're buying food. We don't need cloth. We don't need leather right now. I mean, we do, but we don't. Okay. Let's buy some meat. Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. Did you ever think about that? That line implies that those orcs have a concept of what a menu is. Where would they have learned that? Yeah, we have a fair amount of trading power here. That's good. That's really good. We can get some melons, some pineapples. Oh yeah. I think we're gonna be flush with fish. So that's pretty good, friends. Can we afford... We actually have a lot of booze, if you'll remember. They have a U. But we don't have the counterpart. So that's okay. Okay. This is what we're going to trade for. Yep. And we are going to really give them the business with this. We're going to allow them to take a huge amount of profit for this. Because we want to establish good relations. And just like that, look at that. Our plant went up, our meat went up, our seeds didn't go up because they didn't bring seeds. Maybe that's also my fault because we didn't finish the bridge in time. But it's okay. We've had our first migrant wave. We've had our first trade caravan come through. We're gonna live, everyone. Next time on the Scob channel on Dwarf Fortress, we're gonna live. See ya!